Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll start the post-match press conference with the USA coach Gary Gold and captain Blaine Scully. We'll open the floor straight away for questions. If I can ever raise the hand, a microphone will come. Starting right here in the front, microphone please. Microphone right here, yep, thank you.
Gary, how's the mood in the dressing room?
Pretty somber, disappointed. Yeah, we feel we let ourselves down badly today.
Can we just wait for the translation? Thank you. Thank you.
Just want to get your thoughts on the John Quill red card and whether England perhaps got away with one in the opening, a high tackle in the opening minutes when Will Hooley was hit high.
Well, on Quilly, I mean, I'm not sure that could make it any clearer. You're not allowed to make contact with the head, and you certainly need to use your arms, and he didn't do either. So it is what it is. I thought the decision was the correct decision, and unfortunately now we're going to have to suffer the consequences of what that is. I don't remember the incident with Will Hooley.
We have a question here. Second row, just in front there. Thank you.
Hi, Gary. You were very hard on yourself there, but you did draw out of England their best performance for possibly for months. Were you at least happy that your team kept its shape and its heart and defensive formation?
Gary, sorry, just wait for the... Thank you.
I am, Steve. Yeah, I'm proud of the guys that they didn't roll over. I mean, I don't know, it's a weird thing in rugby. I mean, the difference between 45 points and then scoring a last-minute try versus conceding 50 points is, I don't know, if anything, it's psychological, but it's just a fantastic group of guys. They really want to work very hard, but we were taught a lesson today. We lost every single aspect of the game today. We lost the collisions, we lost the set piece, we lost it defensively, and most importantly, we lost the kicking game. And I thought George was outstanding today, but every single time, turned to our assistant coach at 45-0 down, and they were still launching box kicks and putting us under pressure. And why not? Because it was working. We weren't able to counter it, and that's the exciting part, because that's the lessons we're going to learn. We will learn that. That's what happens when you play against world-class teams. They punish you very badly when you don't play well.
We've got a question here, and then we'll come back to the front as well.
Gary, on David going off the first scrum, you lose a guy who you've been playing up as a good player for you guys. Just can you talk about what that does to the sort of mentality, the psyche of the team?
Thanks, Gary. Yep.
I'm going to be very careful when I answer that question, because under no ways can it ever even be construed as an excuse. But it's a difficult one. I mean, it's a double whammy, and I need to take responsibility for it. But we took a bit of a risk on picking Ollie and putting him on the bench, because he's come back from a syndesmosis injury, and he's been doing really, really well, but he's very short of game time. And unfortunately, that bit us well and truly in the backside today, because for him to play what was 78 minutes of rugby was a very tough one. So that's 100% on my shoulders. But losing David was a big blow. We've put a lot of work in on our scrum. The cohesion of that front row had been working together for months now, and 2 minutes into the game it was gone. But that's how life works, isn't it? I mean, when it rains it pours. To lose David and lose Will to a bad concussion, and then to lose Quilly to a red card, it was a bit of a calamity in Kobe tonight.
Next question's right up here in the front.
Hi, Gary.
Nick?
You said that you wanted this team to put in a credible performance. Do you think they did that?
No. No, I don't think it was credible tonight, not by our standards. We are a better rugby team than that. We're not better than England, but we're a better rugby team than that. And Blaine said it as the captain. It wasn't a good enough performance by our own standards. And I think last count, we probably missed nearly 40 tackles tonight. Yeah. Thanks for that. And that's, you're not going to win rugby games, not against world-class teams.
Here in the front, and then we'll come over to the left. Yep.
Question for Blaine. Do you think that defeat and performance will have a demoralising effect on you for the rest of the tournament?
Can't afford it, really. There's a lot of lessons to be learned out of that, and full credit goes to England for putting us under the amount of pressure that we were under, and really exploiting ruthlessly some of the areas that we do need work in. But for us, although we're slightly disappointed in the performance, our reaction is what's going to define us. So it's our ability to learn exactly what we can from this. Show up to work tomorrow and try to get better and put an improved performance next week. That's as athletes, the decisions that we're going to have to make. And we own our performance and everything about it. That's who we are. And we accept the result, because that's what happens when you step into the arena. And England demonstrated why they're one of the best teams in the world. For us, now it's about learning, it's about getting better, and it's about focusing on our next opportunity to step out on the field.
Next question's over here on the left.
Hi, Gary. You mentioned George's performance and that he's a player you coached early in your career. What was it that he did that you felt was so influential tonight?
I think he ran the game his game management was outstanding tonight. I think he, as I said earlier, between him and Willie in the beginning before Ben came on, I think they kept peppering us back. We were sort of anticipating that England might come out and play a little bit more ball in hand this week because of the comments that were made and the type of team that they had picked, particularly the back line, and they didn't. They carried on doing what they're very, very good at, which is suffocating and strangling opposition. And George was the puppeteer in that, and he put the ball in behind us and he put us under a lot of pressure. And, we made one or two mistakes as well, that's not the end of the world, but we paid for that, So if you don't feel the high kick or you don't necessarily get it back into their territory, and conversely, you then defending a line out because you've knocked it on by mistake and knocked it into touch, then you concede a pushover try. And you shouldn't be in that position in the first place. So that's what he's a master tactician at. Other than the fact that he's very good at what he does, he's also got a very good rugby brain.
Another question here on the left.
Blaine, Gary mentioned England's kicking game. Could you just explain a little bit about what it's like to face as a back three player?
Yeah, well, that was an area of emphasis for us during the week. We know what a talented kicking group that they are, and it's not just 9 and 10. They have kickers all the way across the field, and they can recognize where the space is, pull you up, and then Elliot Daly is able to put it through on his left foot. So they offer a lot of threats on the front line, and as Gary mentioned, it makes it more difficult when you're defending on the back foot. So you lose some of those interior collisions, and then you have to tighten up your defensive line, and then you have to play the space in the front, but then also that's what allows them to open up the backfield to then kick to, right? So it has a knock-on effect, but all you can really do is try to match that. But defensively, if you're on the back foot and he's able to have some time on the ball, more times than not, he makes the right decision, and that's what he was able to do today, and not just first phase, second phase, third phase, anytime within the set, he was able to find that space. And he's world class at that. Yeah.
Another question here in the front.
Gary, you admitted that you'd be severe underdogs ahead of this encounter. You've got to build the squad up again to face France. How do you balance those feelings of admitting underdog whilst also wanting to instill belief ahead of the next one?
Just a sec, Gary. Thank you. Thank you.
It's interesting. Interestingly enough, it's actually a lot easier than it sounds like because of the faith that I've got in this group of guys. I mean, we didn't do what we intended to do. We didn't stick to our plan very well today, but that's also not the end of the world, Nick. I mean, we've done it many, many times together as a group, and we've got reward out of it. So the fact of the matter is whilst we're bitterly disappointed in the performance and the result, I'm still really, really confident of this group of players. I know that they're better rugby players, and they know they're better rugby players than that. So, as Blaino said, I mean, all we're going to do is we'll review this video. We're going to review the game. It's not going to be a difficult game to review because it's pretty straightforward as to what happened. And then we just go out and we fix it. And we've been here before. I mean, dare I say it? We had a situation against Ireland last year where, granted, we were in the game a lot longer, but they taught us some good lessons as well. So. It's if I didn't feel the group of players had the ability to do it, or if I didn't have confidence in them, and that's not the case in either of these occasions. So I've got tremendous amount of confidence and faith in this group of players, and I think I know how difficult it is for me at the moment now and hurting, but I know that they're hurting even more. So I don't think it's going to be a difficult thing to fix. We will be better. We definitely will be.
Last question. Yep, here in the front.
Just wondering if you could give us an update on David Enui and Will Hooley's injuries.
So it looks like David's badly rolled his ankle. I mean, he's going to have a scan to find out the severity of it, but it looks like it's probably going to be grade 2, possibly grade 3. And Hools has gone to hospital, so I don't know any answers on that at the moment. And the doctor's gone with him, so we'll get an update on that, but not looking, probably highly unlikely that either of them will be involved against France.
Thank you very much, ladies and
Thank you,
gentlemen.
guys.
We will start with the England post-match press conference very shortly as well at 10:30. Thank you.